This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 5th day of September in the year 2018. Here's what we're tracking tonight. As striking teachers shouted in protest just outside her Brigham office, Education Minister Nicolette Henry revealed to News Source that another conciliation meeting will take place tomorrow between the union and the Ministry of Education. She said the Education Ministry is hoping that the process could now move forward to arbitration. Today marked the third day in a new school year, and a large number of the nation's teachers continue to stay away from the classrooms. In some instances, teachers have been present in the classrooms but are not conducting teaching sessions. In an interview with News Source this morning, the Education Minister said the Ministry of Education has no issue with the process moving forward to arbitration, but it wanted the process to be done right in keeping with the collective bargaining agreement.
That the Ministry wants this to move forward, and we said that very clearly. But we also want to ensure that we are able to conclude the conciliation phase, if that needs to be, either way. And so that continues to be the message of the Ministry of Education, that we want to move this forward.
The minister explained that she has not allowed her personal opinion on the matter to enter the discussions, and she wants it to be known that whenever she speaks on the issue, she is sharing the position of the government.
I have to say to you that Nicolette Henry cannot afford to have her position on this matter. When I speak on behalf of the government that I represent and the government that I serve. But I represent the government of Guyana, and I will continue to serve in my capacity and represent the views of my government.
As the two sides head back into conciliation tomorrow, the government may be putting together a new offer.
So we are trusting that the Guyana Teachers Union will be in attendance at that meeting, and so we will have an opportunity at that meeting to present what would be the revised position from both parties. If that process does not work out tomorrow, I would be happy if we can conclude the conciliation phase so that we can take it to the next stage.
Minister Henry said the government is very concerned about the current strike action, but recognizes and understands the right of the teachers to begin industrial action, adding that there must also be understanding that the process exists for the collective bargaining agreement, and that process ought to be allowed to continue. More news in a moment.
We can do more with love. We can share strength with love. We can sail off to something beautiful. Yeah, all I need is more of you. All you need is more of me. Our love is all that we need. Yeah, I wanna love, wanna love, wanna love, wanna love, wanna love you right. Gotta let it love, let it love, let it love, let it love for the coldest nights. I wanna love, wanna love, wanna love, wanna love, wanna love you right. Gotta let it love, let it love, let it love, let it love for the coldest nights. So can we?
Welcome back. Well, after taking a one-day break from the picket line, scores of teachers from various schools around Georgetown gathered this morning outside the Brigham office of the Minister of Education to restart their picketing exercise. Showers from above were seen as more blessings than a hindrance to the protesting teachers, as many of them came armed with their umbrellas. The teachers raised their voices loudly in protest of the ongoing impasse over their salaries. One teacher arrived on the scene with a pressure cooker and said it was time to soften some of the toughness of the Education Minister.
I want the Honorable Minister to know I need food in my pot. As of today and onwards, may God soften our hearts.
The Education Minister told News Source that the pressure may be misdirected.
My portfolio, as I said, certainly does not cover wages. And therefore, if there is any pressure to be applied for wages, it certainly cannot, if it were to bear any fruit, be on the Minister of Education from a logical perspective. But for other reasons, if it's not a wage issue, then you can apply pressure to bring whatever desired outcome you may want, and what that pressure is being applied to create what type of output, I'm not sure. But I can tell you, if this is in relation to wages, then it's our business place.
Some teachers explained that the government should offer them at least a 15% increase in their salaries, but they demand better.
I'm hoping that we can be satisfied. But of course, less than 10% will not satisfy us, because if you're working less than $100,000, 10% will be less than $10,000. So I don't think that's fair for us to be out here and know how hard we've worked and how many years we've been trying to get this. And most importantly, the students in school need us right now, and we're out here striking. It's not like we don't want to be in the school. We need to be there. And it's simple logic. The sooner they come to a decision, is the sooner we'll be back in the classroom.
What are you really hoping for at the end of the day?
We're hoping that the government of Guyana will understand that we need more to survive. And we want His Excellency to step up. We want him to intervene, because it seems as though at this time he's the only person that is going to be able to come out and say exactly and understand our plight at this time.
Well, I want to hear that they will give us our 40% or even negotiate with us for something better than a 10%.
You think it'll be better than 10, but...
Yeah, better than 10 and at least close to 40.
The president of the Guyana Teachers Union, Mark Light, was also at a protest scene in support of the teachers. Questioned by a news source about the impact of the strike, he said the union was prepared for the long haul.
We would like all teachers across Guyana to support this strike action, because everyone will benefit in the long run. For those who are out here struggling, as you can see, teachers from all across the country are demonstrating, and we would like those schools, because I believe it would be of a greater impact if those schools become affected with teachers staying away from the classroom.
Education officials are hoping that at the meeting tomorrow, the stage will be set for arbitration, and teachers will return to the classrooms to allow that process. Still with that strike by teachers, while chanting remixes to nursery school rhymes and Sunday school songs during their protest today, many of the teachers also expressed reservations about being to the forefront of the protest. Some of them expressed concern that if they continue the industrial action for a long time, they could lose a big chunk of their salaries. One teacher from the Luziknan Primary School, who opted to remain anonymous, told news source that teachers are in school, but they are not working. She said many of them are in favor of the strike, but they are also concerned that there could be deductions to their salaries. News source also spoke with the General Secretary of the Guyana Teachers Union, Coretta MacDonald, who confirmed that the union has received reports about the concerns of teachers. Ms. MacDonald went on to explain that there is nothing wrong with what the teachers are doing, and so they should not be fearful. She said the union has their backs.
We would want to say to our teachers, it is your right to strike. The Constitution of this country gives us that right. If the conditions under which you work, they are not ready, then you have a right to make your concerns known. And I want to say to those teachers, please don't allow anyone to intimidate you. They can't fire you. This is your right. And as a matter of fact, let me say to the teachers out there who are still scared, when we get to the stage where we are going to resume normalcy, one of the conditions that we are going to be asking for, one of the conditions that we will demand, is that no monies be deducted from teacher salary, and two, that no victimization, no teacher be victimized for taking a stand today, tomorrow, next week, or for however long this here will take.
Some of the teachers who protested today came from as far as the Linden-Susdike Highway, the east coast of Demerara, and the west bank of Demerara. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. Gordon Mosley reporting.